What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ringside Geeks, your home to another version of a wrestling podcast, because that's what we do here. My name is Dave, and we missed you all very much last week, and we're going to make up for it with a little extra bit of episode here today. We got a lot to cover, so we'll dig right into it. Joining me tonight, as always, is Tom.
How you doing, fellas?
Also joining us is John.
Champ's here.
And, of course, Monroe.
That's me.
All right.
I call Monroe fellas too. Just make sure that's cool.
It won't be the last time. First time.
Whatever, Seamus. So we'll dig into the news first, and we'll go through the 2 weeks in wrestling. Kind of jump into a couple of things that's happened over the past couple of weeks, but I want to dig into something that I think Tom's been waiting to talk about since it was announced via Twitter, thanks to Triple H, and I think it came about during NXT tapings. And I have an opinion I need to ask of Tom because of the reason why it's coming back, but NXT TakeOver coming in November, I believe. It's Survivor Series time. There will be a War Games match.
So excited.
So now, before we get too far into it, Tom, it is your favorite match stipulation.
It truly is.
You extremely mark out over it every time it's talked about, so I need you to explain to people exactly what is a War Games match.
War Games, the match beyond. It is 2 rings put together with total enclosure, cage on all sides and on top. You would think Hell in a Cell, but no, there's no out of the ring environment. It is just the cage over those said 2 rings, where the match goes between the rings and the madness happens.
Why do they use 2 rings?
Because before it was a 4-on-4, 5-on-5, where it allowed the action to just spill over. And there was even one time somebody, I think it was Barry Windham, got his head caught between the rings.
Oh boy.
Okay. So is this like a Survivor Series type thing? Like you have 2 teams?
It's actually it's a match, but you kind of like a Royal Rumble style where you start with 2. They do it the same way. You used to do a coin flip to determine who would be the next entrance in under a certain time frame.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be 4 tag teams. Or I'm sorry.
Right. So I don't really know 3 tag teams.
3 teams of 3.
Yes. So I don't know how this one's going to work, but usually it was you start with the 2 guys, and whoever won the coin flip, the next team came in. I don't know if it was like a 2-minute interval. I can't remember, 2 minute, 3 minutes, something like that. And then it just, once the last person came in, the door's locked and it's go time.
The rumor is that it will be Sanity versus Undisputed Era versus AOP with Roddy Strong.
Yes.
That is the rumor, and that's kind of a spoiler. If you watched this recent episode of NXT, you kind of got the feeling that Undisputed Era was recruiting Roddy Strong. And who knows, that could still happen. He could turn on everybody during the War Games match.
Don't spoil it. I was thinking it too.
It's not a spoiler. It's a guess. But
I know.
The reason that they're returning to this match and Starrcade also is returning to WWE, or just the network, is because of the success of 2 recent WCW people being brought back. One would be Sting. The other is Goldberg. And it's because of the success of those former WCWers that is making this possible. Also because some of the highest rated things on the network are pay-per-views that include War Games and Great American Bash and things like that.
You're welcome. Those are mine. My viewership has bumped that up.
There's some weird reasons.
Although I did read Triple H has always been wanting to do this. And he found a way to bring it into, of course, NXT, which to me, I would love to see it on the main roster, but I don't know how it would work because NXT always blows things out of the water. I am so excited for this because it's NXT.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more excited for it because it's NXT and Cody Rhodes. This is a Dusty Rhodes idea at heart, the War Games match. And Cody actually tweeted out that he's not mad about them using this match, and he had actually discussed it with WWE, and that they're gonna treat it respectfully and keep the tradition of the rules and how things are supposed to be done in the match. So, I think that's a positive, and that signals that the match will actually be pretty decent. Now, the rules itself, after reading them and looking at them, are a little like, I don't know, they're a little out there for a professional wrestling match.
They gotta dumb it down.
It should be fun, to say the least.
They gotta dumb it down.
We'll see how it goes.
It can't be like a Punjabi prison match or something with all these stipulations. It needs to be a lot simpler.
It's very complicated, from what I read.
Right.
It's really not, honestly.
Well, it has to be easily describable to fans via Nigel McGuinness or Mauro Ranallo. They need to be able to describe it easily, or whoever's ring announcing needs to very, very easily relay the rules instead of having a card come on the screen that says you got to do this to win, this to win, this to win. It's got to be.
And I trust they will.
Yeah,
they're really
They'll
good.
do it right.
Yeah,
they're really good at their job.
And what you guys may not know is, having watched these matches so much in the past.
Oh, please, Tom, explain it. Tom, explain it to us.
What this is going to add to the rest of the card, there are going to be 2 rings set up the entire show. So those 2 rings can play into every match. This women's 4-way that's going to happen could happen in back and forth between the 2 rings. This is going to make this show so awesome.
But what? Wait, what? Who cares? This is personally, 2 rings, whatever. I don't like.
Well, I don't know. That's not a common thing.
I think it'll be pretty cool. You could have moves from the second rope or from the top rope in the other ring and stuff over. You could have a pinfall in one ring, I don't know. You get creative with it. People falling in between the ring and shit. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, there you go.
Could be interesting.
I wanted to get
gonna give it. Let's just give it a chance and see how it goes.
Oh, I'm on board. I don't have to give it a chance. I'm on board. Let's go.
Yeah, people are really excited for this. I guess I am too. I mean, I'm not big on stipulations, but it's still going to be fun. I know it, and I trust NXT and Triple H and all these guys. I just wonder how the participants feel, like when when Triple H came to them and asked them, "So, how do you feel about being in a War Games match?" I just want to know their reaction. I hope they film that. That would be awesome to see.
I'm sure Authors of Pain have no idea what it is, and
I'm sure they do, because Paul Ellering was in one of them.
It seems to me, they don't talk much. You never see an interview with those guys. So I don't know if those were wrestling fans going into being wrestlers or if they were recruited that way. So it's hard to say with those 2 specifically, because you never hear them talk, You never get to hear them say, "Oh yeah, I was a huge fan growing up," or, that kind of thing.
One thing I will say is that I don't like how now this kind of makes, because of this match occurring, it kind of makes the NXT title defense that's going to be taking place at this pay-per-view, which we already know, and I don't know if you want to get into spoilers, but it's more of a filler defense now, and I was hoping for it to actually be like a big title defense for McIntyre, and in my opinion, it's just kind of like feeding someone to him, so we'll see.
You know what? I kind of agree with you, but I don't, because the easy way to do this would have been to throw Drew McIntyre versus Adam Cole. That was the easy way to go with it. But now you're going to make Adam Cole work a little bit. And this also gives a nice rub to Almas, who, that's the rumor I've read, is going to be getting the title shot. So I think it works in favor of everyone, because we know Almas is going to get called up. It's coming. So it works in favor of the NXT roster.
They're going to move away from Gargano and Almas already? That's not even done.
Yeah, they are.
That's pretty dumb.
That's why I don't know. I want to see Cole. I want to see Cole versus Strong versus McIntyre. That's the match I think everybody wants.
I don't want McIntyre in that match. I want Cole and Roddy in a real match. Nobody else, just those 2.
I don't know. After seeing Strong and McIntyre this week on NXT, I don't care. I'll put them in all of them. That was a great match.
But they would have to carry McIntyre to me.
Roddy didn't carry him at all.
No. But if you put a 3-way, Cole,
I'm saying just Roddy and McIntyre. Roddy didn't have to carry him at all. It was a good match. I'm saying okay. McIntyre looked good. Looked really good, especially against the guy like Roddy. All right, other news. Let's see, what can I get rid of? WWE is allegedly interested in bringing back Caitlyn.
So, yeah.
There you go.
Going.
Next.
She could wrestle. She could go. She had talent.
Not
Charlotte.
really.
Okay. Charlotte allegedly wants Paul Heyman to be her manager.
I'm on board.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you want Paul Heyman as your manager? I mean,
She doesn't need Paul Heyman. Charlotte doesn't need Paul Heyman.
She's the
Nia
one-
Jax needs Paul Heyman.
She's the one that's asking for it or saying she wants it, not WWE put it on her.
I'm kind of
She
ready
said
for
all day
Paul
long,
Heyman to
but that
leave
doesn't mean that she
for a
need
little
it.
bit. Just my 2 cents.
no way. Paul Heyman on TV. If I could get Paul Heyman away from Brock Lesnar, I could put him with so many other people that would make him so much better.
Yeah, that could be, but I also want him to develop some new managers. I think we need to work on the future.
Yeah, this
Can he
kid
book
Ellerling,
shows?
this kid Ellerling looks good down in NXT.
Oh
does.
yeah,
I think he's got potential.
Yeah.
Good.
He's kind of a road warrior. He's been around. Ooh.
Ethan Page is leaving Evolve, or has already left.
Yeah. Good luck elsewhere, kid.
So there's that. We're going to be a big drop off for Ethan Page. I just did not see it, aside from the mic.
Is he going somewhere that we know of, or just
I don't
leaving?
think so.
Not
no, he
as of
might.
yet.
I mean, maybe he'll get an NXT opportunity, but I don't know.
He'll
We
work.
just saw him at the last Evolve. What did you think of him, Monroe?
I barely remember him.
He teamed
That
with
should tell you
ACH.
How I feel about him. I know who he is. I just barely remember him. I remember ACH more than I remember Ethan Page from that match.
Right.
So that should tell you enough right there.
And while we're talking about Evolve, I don't know if you had this in your notes, but Evolve has been running some really cryptic promos that are really cool, and talking about the end. And coming up next weekend is the big match between Matt Riddle and Keith Lee, last man standing match for the WWN Championship, or is it it's one of the two. And yeah, I don't know what it means, but we've been getting like these cryptic emails with like weird font in them and stuff. So something to pay attention to with Evolve. Should be cool. See the payoff.
Sure. I don't know if we talked about it already. Robbie E. leaving Impact. I think we...
That's actually kind of shocking because he's been very loyal to them from the entire time he's been there. He was he's a long-term guy, so I don't know where he'll go.
He's already
I
been
don't
in
know.
Evolve. He's already done some Evolve shows.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I don't know. He's a WWE kind of guy.
No, I don't want him anywhere near the WWE. I can't stand
He's the
that guy.
third hype bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and he was the whole Jersey Shore gimmick thing. That was the worst. I forgot there was somebody else that was from the Evolve that was getting a WWE tryout. I can't remember who that was. Anyway,
Fred Yeehaw.
yes, that's it. Freddie Yeehaw. Yeah. Contracts.
Fred Yeehaw is very good.
WWE contracts and their dates of expiration. Some notable names here, not just WWE, but we'll cover WWE first. Brock Lesnar's contract is up after WrestleMania.
Oh,
Big
He'll be
Show.
back.
I'm so sad for that.
Big Show's contract is up. February of 2018 is at the end of the month. Daniel Bryan, September of 2018. Paige and Mauro Ranallo, same time at the end of 2019. Now we move on to New Japan. The Young Bucks are only through 2018. Let the rumor mill start because Kenny Omega is only signed through January.
No, he signed all the way through.
January 2018 was the last I read, and I read that yesterday.
Oh, I think you need to check your sources because I think everybody I've heard says he's through next year all the way.
It's from your boys over at 411.
Really?
Yep.
Sounds legit.
And then Rocky Romero, same thing, through January 2018. And then Jim Ross will be finishing off January doing commentary for Access.
Interesting. Huh, I'm going to have to look into that.
All right.
You mentioned contract. Interesting thing I read today. Ricochet, as Prince Puma, he's under his no compete clause with Lucha Underground, where he cannot appear on American TV. And the weird thing about this contract is he can't appear for 90 days after the end of the Lucha season, which the season hasn't even ended yet, but they filmed way back in July. So until this season that's airing on El Rey ends, then his 90-day no-compete on American TV begins.
I thought they were still having trouble getting the ability to air that season.
No, this season is running. They have not started filming the 4th season yet.
Oh. Well,
The
whatever.
season 3 wrapped back in July, but his no compete clause, which is crazy, means he can't.
Well, his
no compete doesn't begin until that final episode airs.
He doesn't need to. He's doing New Japan. He's doing,
Right.
He's fine.
He's doing indie stuff, but what he said on an interview was, "I can't do American TV until this." So after that 90 days, we don't know.
He doesn't care.
Well, that's a weird contract.
It is. That's why when I read it, I was like, "Why? That's just crazy." But that's like the only company could probably get away with that.
They'll be out of business in about a year.
I read that they found somebody who may pick them up, but they want to cut the budget, which is going to cut down a lot of their
all their contracts.
Stuff they no, not contracts, but a lot of the stuff they do within the programming, where it's not just so much wrestling, where there's all these backstage segments, things doing. They want to cut all that down.
But that's all the stuff they do that's different. And
I'm a fan. I've been watching Lucha, and Eva Lise. This match that she had with Katrina was amazing. I've never seen women bleed like she bled, and it was just crazy.
I can't tolerate it. I couldn't make it through one episode. It was just too much.
The in-ring action to me is fun. The other stuff it's very scripted, kind of soap opera.
It's just like
times,
it's just like TNA tried to be. It's the backstage stuff. It's all overproduced.
But the in-ring stuff is amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. New Japan is bringing back the Young Lions Cup for the first time since 2005. That'll begin.
Very cool.
That'll begin on October 12th, so a week. And Fallout from. I love that they called it this and made me laugh because it wasn't true. The first time anything like this has ever been done, Bullet Club invading Raw. Not the first time it's ever been done.
Well, technically, no one's ever invaded Raw before Nitro was invaded.
Fair, it's the same idea. But fallout from that event, WWE has issued a cease and desist to the Young Bucks over doing.
Is that legit? I read that, but is it real?
I don't think
it's hard to tell. I would say probably not, because they did the whole thing with Hangman Page being abducted by the WWE on their YouTube channel as a storyline for just their YouTube channel. It's a possibility this is the same thing. WWE really hasn't done that, because you'd think they would also do the crotch chop too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Angle, and I think it has something to do with them wanting to bring in Daniel Bryan in eventually, not into Bullet Club, but because he's been teasing that for a while. And now, if you follow Being the Elite, their video series, at the end of the last one, where they kind of put down all of the Too Sweet merchandise and all that, they were burning it. They also burnt a sign, and written on the back of it was Final Battle 2018. So people are speculating that that's when Bryan's going to make the jump to Ring of Honor and challenge for some kind of championship or challenge the Bullet Club.
Didn't he tweet out about when Cody won the belt? He tweeted at it about hold on to that until.
Yeah, they've been going back and forth for a long time now. So I think that's what's going to happen is Daniel Bryan's going to come back and fight the Bullet Club.
Well, I got to give the Bucks credit. I mean, the Bucks are that one independent team who has moved around from company to company to company that maintains their relevance by being who they are. So a cease and desist, I didn't take it seriously, but I think I can see them using this as another promo push for themselves.
Am
I wrong?
It's just this. I think it's just to sell more merch and get attention.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's
their
another
gimmick.
thing for them to. Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about them. They're funny and I enjoy it. I enjoy the YouTube stuff. But the insistence on the merch and stuff like that, that tires me. But, they're fun to watch, for sure.
Yeah, to each his own.
There you go. Monroe, that's why she's the best on the microphone.
The match happened that they always tease, they always talk about. I would love to see Young Bucks and Revival. That would be...
It'd be phenomenal if they actually let them go and wrestle. Absolutely.
Never going to happen. I don't think the Bucks will ever end up in WWE.
I'm going to agree with you. I don't.
And that's on their part. I think the WWE would love to have them. I just don't think they'll ever make it. Like that. That's what they want to do. They got families. and this scheduling that they can do now, while it's, if you watch Being the Elite, they're always flying and they're always tired, but at the same time, they get months off at a time whenever they want, essentially.
Right.
So
I think they'll end up there eventually.
All right. How's the game going?
What game?
That game you're playing with those sticks.
I'm eating.
Clicking, clacking.
These are chopsticks. I just dropped my stuff.
Chopsticks. All right, that's all I got for the news. Let me double check. Yep, that's all I got for the news, so we can go back and look at the last 2 weeks of wrestling. I'll let you start, John. Take us away with all the indies and the New Japan stuff.
Well, there's been a lot that's been going on, so I apologize if we go a little long here. But I think we should start.
Oh, let me stop. All the news stuff, that's all alleged. Of course, we have nobody on the inside, so those are all rumors and stuff like that. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah, we just read the reports. Yeah, so why don't we start, Monroe? You and I went to, what was it, Evolve 93 a couple weekends ago, and damn, that was a hell of a show. This was like your first indie show, wasn't it? So why don't you tell everybody like what you thought of it and maybe your favorite match, a little bit about the experience.
Yeah, it was my first independent show, I guess you want to call it that. It was amazing. The in-ring action was just awesome from beginning to end. Even that one company that had like a showcase of their wrestlers, freelance, I think. Yeah. Even that was really good. The place was smaller than I expected. I thought it would be a little bit bigger than that, but it wasn't like a negative, it wasn't what I expected, but it was very intimate, which I like. So I didn't mind it at all. And the fact that I walked in and to my right, standing there, like as if he was just, just some guy, was Zack Sabre Jr. Dude, my mind was blown.
Is that the same with Matt Riddle? It was like the same experience, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was out there too. I mean, I don't care that much for Matt Riddle, but Zack Sabre Jr. is my guy, and as soon as I walked through the door, I saw him. I fangirl.
And then right next to Zack Sabre Jr. was her guy DJZ, so she was in seventh heaven.
I really was. I've been a fan of Zema Ion for a long time, and DJZ or whatever you want to call him now, and it was great to see and great to meet him and Zack Sabre Jr. It was awesome, just an awesome experience. I recommend anybody please check out Evolve or any independent company, support them. They need it, and they put on great stuff. So.
I'm a big fan of DJZ too. Zema Ion, then to DJZ. I think he's one of the best all-around wrestlers in the world, in my opinion. It always has been. Just doesn't get enough attention.
Definitely. Yeah. So I don't. It was an awesome show full of some fantastic wrestling. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Keith Lee. Zack Sabre Jr. was able to make Keith Lee tap out, which was awesome. Then there was the main event was Tracy Williams of Catchpoint versus Matt Riddle in an Anything Goes match. This match was really, really intense. There were some chops that were thrown. You could feel them. They were so damn loud. Just sitting in the front row, it was insane. And Riddle ended up defending his title successfully. And then after the match, cut a little bit of a promo, which he was cut off in the middle of by Keith Lee, who challenged him to a last man standing match for the championship, which will be taking place next weekend. So if you're a fan of Evolve, definitely check that out. As far as New Japan is concerned, coming up this Monday is King of Pro Wrestling, where we will basically set in stone the Wrestle Kingdom 12 main event. You have the IWGP Heavyweight Championship on the line, Okada versus Evil, and you have the Wrestle Kingdom 12 briefcase held by Tetsuya Naito, who will be facing the challenger Tomohiro Ishii. Monroe, who do you think walks away, and what do you think is going to be the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, as if it's not so blatantly obvious?
It's going to be Okada Naito.
Yeah.
Ishii is my guy, Evil is my guy, and I would love to see those guys main event Wrestle Kingdom for the title. That would be amazing. But Okada needs a fitting in to his title reign. I think it's going to end at Wrestle Kingdom with Naito. I think Naito is going to get the title, so it makes more sense for them to main event.
Yeah.
And so.
Dave, you got any feelings on that? You going to watch the show?
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Tom?
Eventually.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so other than that, we got a bunch of announcements for Global Wars. Dave, you and I will be going to Global Wars next weekend, so that's going to be an awesome show. And I can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be fun. That's all I got for you.
All right. The last 2 weeks of WWE, I mean, there's not much to really cover as far as like the whole thing, but we can dig right into the evolution of Enzo Amore within the cruiserweight.
Oh. Just one thing before we get started there. Anybody else want to tell me that he's not going to win the title again?
I know, right?
Okay.
That's craziness because of I guess we read too much into the backstage heat.
Yeah, well, he pinned Neville, and you can say it was dirty, whatever, but I mean, that's just, to me, it's absolutely ridiculous.
The only way that works to me is if you move Neville up. I don't see Neville fighting for that.
I hope you're right about that.
Neville should never fight for that title again.
Yeah.
And somewhere Austin Aries is like, hey, guys, that's what I said.
He's
what
laughing.
about me?
Okay. So yes, the evolution of Enzo Amore within the cruiserweight division and everything that's happened since then. Enzo Amore has been boastful, to say the least, on the microphone since winning the title at No Mercy, and the entire cruiserweight division confronted him about it on Monday Night Raw the following Monday after No Mercy, in a great segment in which put full front display that Enzo Amore doesn't know what he's talking about and relies heavily on nicknaming people and talking about Neville's precious, because he's got nothing to work with.
Nothing.
He's fun on the microphone until he just doesn't know what to do, until he's under the pressure. I don't know. But at the same time, I've been fully invested in those segments because I have enjoyed watching everybody beat the crap out of them. I'll admit it, and hate all you want. Giving him the title was a good choice. While having Neville lose was not a great choice, it's just, that sucks. And he didn't do it clean. He cheated. It was dirty, and that may not be enough for some people, and that's fine. But to me, having the most hated man on the roster by people who, the hardcore fans, the internet wrestling community, because the kids still love Enzo, maybe not so much anymore, but they were loving Enzo and buying his stupid hat and shirts and doing the dumb dance and everything. So he was over to the crowd, and they loved doing the sing-along with Enzo. But to turn somebody who was already so hated by we're assuming the entire locker room and, internet fans, the smart marks, to turn him into somebody that they can really hate makes a ton of sense. And him being essentially Enzo Amore every week that's good booking, because you hate him already, and he's just going to be himself on the microphone now with a championship that you hate him to have, because even the worst in the cruiserweight division is better than he is in the ring and can do circles around him. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Having the big announcement to the added addition to the cruiserweight be who it was, Kalisto, was not very great. But at the same time, you had to work around this whole contract clause that, if you touch me, you don't get a title shot, and they had to put one guy in there. So you let Kalisto do it. Kalisto can work, so it's not a horrible thing to have him there. Kalisto's a good worker. But I don't know, in my opinion, I still hate Enzo, but this is smart booking. What do you guys think?
I agree with you. You got the most hated guy in the locker room, and over with the crowd. But then when they turned him, they did the little face heel turn thing. The crowd they're still into him, but at the same time, his arrogance is going to turn them. I mean, nobody's going to be caring about him. And then to have the whole cruiserweight division beat the hell out of him, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I mean, you never had a whole division beat a guy's ass, but here it was, and the crowd was cheering. So this guy is immediate heel, but he comes out and he owns it. and I kind of like it. I'm actually watching it because, all right, let's see what's going to happen now. I didn't want the title on him, but okay, here we go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Who's going to be the one to take it from him?
Right. But I don't think it should be Neville. Like, to me, Neville needs to be moved up. I think dropping that title, don't put it back on him. Move him up.
Monroe?
Yeah, I don't care for it, any of it. I hate the fact that they took the title off Neville. I don't care about Enzo or what he's saying. It's just all a waste of time to me. It could have been anybody else other than Enzo, and it made more sense. I'm just not about it.
John?
Yeah, I couldn't disagree more with what you guys had to say. In my opinion, it is a slap in the face to the entire division, and it kind of sets a bad precedent for the rest of the division because it makes your champion someone who can't wrestle. Therefore, all the title matches are going to be basically shit matches. And I want to watch the cruiserweights to see them really wrestle in the ring. And so now it's like every time we're going to be talking about the cruiserweights, we're going to be talking about a match that's pretty much not good at all. And like I don't care how good of a heel he is. It makes it, again, less about what's going on in the ring, more about what's going on outside the ring, and I just don't give a damn about what's going on outside the ring that much. So for me, it doesn't do anything for me. And the fact that they put under a guy like Neville, who busts his ass and deserves far better than that. And then, you guys want to talk about how he gets called up. Great. Let him get called up to a different division. I guarantee you they're not going to use him. I guarantee you they're not going to use him properly. The Cruiserweight title was the best thing that he had, and they took it out from under him for this piece of shit, Enzo Amore. And I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of it. And I don't see how anybody beating him is going to be any kind of a rub at all. And I think it signals a very bad turn for the Cruiserweight division. But we'll see. I mean, I've been wrong before, but this just, to me, it's something I don't care for at all.
I don't know. The way I see it is there's an emotional investment now. Everybody hates Enzo, and now I'm invested because I want to see people just beat him, wrestle.
Oh, I'm
wrestle.
uninvested because I don't want to watch the product because he's champion.
Exactly.
And I'm sure a lot of people feel that way too.
Is this the only? Hang on, Tom. Is this the only person you've ever seen become champion that you didn't want to become champion? Like, is this like?
That's not.
Absolutely. Exactly. That's not the point.
Well, it is. You just kind of made it.
This is not a title you should be doing this type of thing with.
Yeah.
Like it should, and I'm also, I don't know. There have been many instances before in professional wrestling where I've had people I don't want to see win the title, but at least they can wrestle in that sense. I'm tired of people winning the title who can't fucking wrestle. That's my biggest pet peeve. I don't give a damn about characters, and yet we keep coming with these guys who can't fucking do anything in the ring. Like in my opinion, you like Drew McIntyre. I can't stand him. He does nothing for me in the ring. That match with Roddy, I think Roddy did carry him. Roddy is far better of a wrestler than Drew McIntyre could ever hope to be, and Drew McIntyre needs to be carried in the ring, and he's just a character. And I don't know. I'm not buying into like a lot of what they're doing right now because these guys are not wrestlers first, they're characters first. And again, I've discussed it before. That's my main problem with the direction of the product. I could be wrong, but I mean, I'm speaking more from my point of view, and my point of view is I want wrestling first. So I'm sorry, it's not for me.
So WWE is never going to be wrestling first, ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to initiate change. That's or at least I want to speak that's what I want. I would like change in WWE. Why have a cruiserweight division if you're going to make it about characters? Was WCW's cruiserweight division that was ultra successful about characters? No. When they made it about characters is when it started to become shitty. Okay, so in my opinion, you need to have wrestling because people do actually like wrestling. If it's all about characters and it's just a soap opera drama, I think you're going to push away a large section of your audience, specifically the hardcore fans, and they're not going to come back. You're attracting a lot of casual fans, and that's great, but I think like we're moving away from the hardcore audience right now. And I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many, many times. This is just my opinion.
All right.
I would say this: putting the title on Enzo is the first time I actually started to pay attention to the 205 because now you have somebody that they all want to beat. I don't care if he can't work, but now these guys are going to beat the hell out of him every match. They're going to be able to showcase their talents. Maybe not win, but they're going to be able to show what they can do. And then that one guy that does take the title off of him, he wins the title. And you know what happens to Enzo? Bye. Now everybody has showcased their abilities on a show that I have not seen yet. I have not seen anybody be able to showcase the shit out of that on Enzo. Beat the hell out of this guy, please. But then that one guy wins the title, and he's deserving in, well, whoever's mind. But then Enzo is gone. He's a forgotten guy, probably going to be a manager. But everyone can give credit to the booking of the way Enzo's backstage heat has turned this guy into the most hated guy, and now, oh, look, 205 is relevant.
Yeah, it could work. Maybe this is what people want. I mean, that's fine. It's not what I want, and I'm only speaking from my point of view right now. That's all.
I'm just looking at it as a way to showcase some of these guys.
I don't see how you can showcase them against the guy who can't wrestle. Most of these guys want to get in there and wrestle.
No, he can't wrestle, but I will give him one credit. He can very well sell. He can sell the shit out of stuff. So put these guys into the ring with Enzo. Let them showcase the ability, and then, you know, maybe he sneaks a win. It's what a heel does. But at least I'm going to remember that guy for showcasing his ability. And now the next guy does the same thing. 6, 7 times down the road. But then, okay, Enzo finally is now gone. I'm still going to remember those guys that showcase their ability. Enzo is he's a crash test dummy at this point. Let them all beat the hell out of him for 6 to 7 weeks, whatever, because he will be gone. But I'm going to remember the ones that stay.
I remember most vividly from the Cruiserweight division, Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, and neither one of those guys were slouches. So in my opinion, the best way to showcase someone is to put them in there against another wrestler who can really go and let them do what they do best.
But see,
that's what I wanted from the Cruiserweight division from the start.
I can understand that, and I totally agree with you. I didn't think they did handle this correctly because those are two of the gold standards, some of the best matches I've ever seen. But the way they're booking the entire division has been wrong. I can't blame it on the title on Enzo right now. I can what I can give credit to is putting it on Enzo, because now I have attention on the other guys. I want to see what they're going to do and show me now.
Okay, we'll see where it goes. I mean, it's getting a lot of people talking. I don't think it makes it crap or whatever. I just think it's.
Yeah, that he's holding the title. We've seen that before. Title holders. He's holding it. The rest of the division is going to get better around him, and I think we're going to be better for it.
Okay.
Well, I don't see why you couldn't do that with Neville in the beginning. Neville was that guy. Neville was that heel. He was the best book champion in the company for a while. He was that guy. Why couldn't you do that with Neville in the beginning? Because he's not a talker like Enzo. Neville was a talker too. So he was doing some of his best work, and yet they took the title off him twice. So I don't know what that whole stuff with Tozawa was.
They never really gave Neville the chance to be in the main event segment of Raw either, which is what a lot of people are talking about.
And he should have been, because he was doing his best stuff. And I've been watching 205 since the beginning, and they have good stuff on there. They have good matches on there. The talent is there. Now, regardless of how the show is booked, how it's ran, how whatever, the talent is there, and the talent has been there since the beginning. So I don't see why they couldn't do all this good, great stuff with Neville.
Well, because you cannot have a believable character or wrestler take it and beat Neville, because everybody believes in this room Neville is the best probably in the world when it comes to cruiserweights. Is that a safe argument?
Absolutely. He's the best high flyer to me.
So you put anybody against him, what's that equal? A Neville win. Now you
not necessarily. With the right booking.
Well, hang on.
Which is the main issue. With the right booking, then it would have been different.
Let's hang on. So nobody was watching, aside from the hardcore fans. Nobody was watching 205 Live. Ratings are terrible. Audience, excitement is way chill. Like, nobody's into these matches when they should be. We all know it. They should be. Even during Raw, it's hard to find somebody get excited when you hear somebody do the Tozawa, ha. It's surprising to me when they do it, because they just don't care. So the WWE did something. Booking did something. They gave the title to Enzo. Hate him? Yeah, we all hate him. He sucks. We can't stand him. But now you get to hate him for a real reason, in that he's got the title. And now, maybe not you two, but other people like Tom and other people, I will continue to watch, but I have been, will tune in to see, because they enjoyed Enzo for whatever reason. Or now they'll tune in to see, like Tom, who's going to beat up on Enzo next. Yeah, he sucks in the ring, and these guys all have to carry him, and they all can. I can't think of any weak link in the roster aside from him. So I guess the point is, they made a booking decision to get eyeballs on the to get him there, to get people there, and it is a transitional champion. Who knows how long he'll be champion? Maybe a couple months. We don't know. Who knows if he'll ever get dropped into announcer, or not announcer, but manager role, or we have no idea. We'd have no idea what his status is backstage, if all of these things are hogwash, or if it's all true, or whatnot. Typically, when there's smoke, there's fire, but we don't know.
Yeah, we really don't know.
So it's just a wait and see thing. I can't say I'm angry about him. I mean, I can say I'm angry about him being champion. It sucks. I can't say that I'm not interested anymore, because I want to see him lose, and that makes me want to watch, because I want to see him lose.
Exactly.
Well, it's not the same with me, and it is what it is. I never said once that I didn't understand the booking. I didn't get why they did what they did.
Yeah, I mean,
but you asked our opinion, and my opinion is I don't like it.
I'm not saying either.
I don't like it. I mean, you can explain it all day long, but it doesn't mean that I have to like it.
Okay.
And I don't like the fact that Enzo
he's just explaining his POV.
I'm just
I get it. I'm not saying I don't get it.
Right,
I'm saying I just don't like it. That's it.
All right, we'll move on. I wasn't trying to say anybody's right or wrong.
There's no right or wrong.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
The question remains: if you think Neville is the best in the world, why am I going to watch him beat everyone every week?
Well,
I mean, it's like putting Cena in a match. Yeah, I'm going to watch this again. Shit. I've seen this episode already. But now you have something now I want to see. All right, this guy. All right, here he goes. Maybe he's going to beat him.
I'm going to be interested in
next week, maybe next week.
I'm going to be interested in if it actually bumps the 205, like if it engages the audience. If it does, then hey, man, they're onto something. So good for them.
It already has. It cracked the top 5 for the network of the week or whatever. You know, they do the top 10 watches of the week.
It's working.
It's working. Sure. Who can deny that? No one can. It makes sense. Still don't like it.
All right. I got to give credit where credit's due. Elias doing an Alice in Chains cover.
Oh, that was great, dude.
Awesome. Great song. And I loved how he changed the words. It's good stuff.
Been a fan of his from back in NXT. I'm telling you.
I don't care. He did an Alice in Chains cover and turned it on the crowd. He turned it on the crowd. That was great.
He could have been on the toilet doing that, and I would have watched it.
I wish I was on Twitter when I was on live. I wanted to see. He was like, "Oh, that's an Alice in Chains song." Finn Balor and the Bray Wyatt feud. Everyone wants to talk about how it should be done by now and all this stuff. My leaning is, are they? Because you heard her voice now. Are we still looking for too much when we think that they might actually introduce a Sister Abigail character?
Have you not read the rumor on what it is?
No, I haven't looked.
There's a different rumor out too.
What is it? Paige? Is it Ava Marie?
The one I read is that Bray Wyatt is actually going to dress up as Sister Abigail, and it's going to be like his demon.
Yep,
interesting.
I read that too.
All right, yeah, it's different.
Well, that's not what I read. What I read was actually Rosita Lotta Love is going to be Sister Abigail.
Okay.
She was I don't remember her name in the Mae Young Classic because it was forgettable.
Let me find it. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I got no problem with that.
Sage Beckett or something? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Sage Beckett? Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Her.
I've actually read both, so.
Either way, I think this should have happened like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Since it's happening now, I don't care.
I was hoping it would be Paige when they brought Paige up. That's how long ago. That's since then they were teasing it. So.
If Sister Abigail's alive, why didn't she stop Randy Orton from committing arson?
Yeah.
I thought she died in the house.
Well, she was already dead. She was already dead. He like
allegedly.
He like burned the
killed
ash.
her before he burned the house.
Well, no, she was dead before then. He was getting rid of the spirit.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Spooky.
I don't care.
Just in time for Halloween, kids.
You know what? I honestly don't care because it puts Finn on TV and whatever. And he was over. That Denver crowd was definitely a Balor Club crowd.
Yeah, it was.
That was loud. Let's see. Last thing I got. It's going to happen, and it's probably going to happen at TLC, the Shield reunion to take on Miz and, I guess, The Bar.
Yep.
Too soon? Excited? What are you thinking, Monroe?
Yeah, that's fine. The only thing I care about as far as TLC is Asuka debuting. I mean, I was a Shield fan. They've gotten together how many times now? Whatever, I don't care anymore. The moment is gone. The flair is gone. I'm all about Asuka right now.
John?
I'm gonna wait and see how they do it. I don't like that Miz. The only thing I don't like about that is that it seems to me like Miz is gonna again have to take the fall. But I'd really like to see Miz get out on top for once because he's the man.
For now,
but
yeah,
I do get his role in this, and I see where they're going. I think it should be pretty clear to everyone that Roman Reigns is about to be in the main event at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar for the title. It is what it is.
I like the build. It's been a slow build. It hasn't been like overnight. All right, let's do this. There's been hesitation on everybody's part to come together. And they've been saying for weeks that Roman's doing his own thing, and that's fine. I don't know. I dig it. I like the Shield. I think it's doing good for Miz as well. He's been getting over the past couple weeks on Roman. That's always good. So yeah, of course the good guys will win in the end, or quote unquote good guys. Tom?
Anybody getting Miz over is good with me. You know that. But I'm okay with the Shield reunion. But what I want to see is them turn heel and just run roughshod over everybody. Because when they were heel, when the Shield was heel, that was when they were hot, when everything was working. And I would like to see that, even as John said, maybe leading to WrestleMania where the Shield helps him win the title. Now you have the dominant stable again. And now you have to fight. Everybody has to come together to fight this thing. It's the culmination of storylines. Everything has to build.
You sound like a fan of factions. You sound like a fan of factions.
I do like factions if they're handled correctly.
I'm a big fan of factions in pro wrestling, so that would be very cool.
Yeah, if they're handled correctly. But see, you put the Shield together and turn them heel, I think they run roughshod over everybody. Because you know what? The coolest thing is Brock's going to be gone. I'm tired of Brock. Braun Strowman is very over with the crowd. You cannot call him a heel anymore. The crowd marks for him. So now the Shield actually comes together and they have things to fight. But once Roman wins the title, they've got everything. I think you actually have a established heel stable that could really work.
Didn't they?
I think unfortunately this is just going to go for one night tops.
I do too. Yeah, but I think in my imaginary booking, this happens, and maybe it just happens for the one night. But maybe they help each other week to week to week. Something where it's not like we're just cool one night. But we're buddies. I got your back type thing.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tom. I would like a little run with the Shield again, but I think I'm more along the lines of John's line of thinking, and it's not going to happen. It's going to be like a one night only thing, and then it'll go back to just being Seth and Dean for however long until they break up, and then we get another string of matches with them fighting each other, which again I'm okay with.
It's going to happen.
Those guys work well together, so I'd be okay with that. Granted, it's not the most original thing in the world, but. All right, moving on to SmackDown. Unless there's anything else from Raw that you guys wanted to discuss.
Nope.
Okay.
Good.
The tag titles being in Hell in a Cell. We'll talk about it when we do our predictions. But is that my question? Then is this the end of the Usos New Day feud, John?
Interesting. I kind of hope it isn't, but at the same time, booking logic makes me think. maybe it's time to give it up and bring somebody new into the fold.
Yeah,
so
gotta
I
move
think
on.
it should be. I think it should be the time to end it. But at the same time, I mean, this has been the best tag team feud WWE has had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they earned the Hell in a Cell. I think it's the right move to have it in Hell in a Cell. I can't wait to see the match.
Yeah, those two teams are doing good business. Great matches, and
This should really take it to the next level. Then it should be like the best blow off to that feud as possible.
Yeah, they'll tell you too that they've been doing good business. They will tell you.
Right.
Tom?
I hate to say I told you so, but I called this as the Hell in a Cell first tag team match for the tag titles.
Boy, we're all so humble tonight. Let's just put it that way. John,
You're welcome.
I told you so about Enzo. Tom, I told you so about Hell in a Cell.
You're welcome. I saw this coming.
If we're nothing but humble, I mean...
Yeah. I strained my shoulder, patting myself on the back.
Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta stretch first.
Yeah, I know, right? Lead in. I love it. I love this match, and I think it's going to be I don't want to say show stealer because this show is not chock full of things that I'm wild about. But this, to me, your original question, yes, this does have to culminate the feud. You lead to a big match in the form of Hell in a Cell. Yeah, it has to culminate, and this will be it.
All right, Monroe?
Probably the most underrated feud in the company right now. These two teams, they've been put on great matches since they started feuding with each other. Each time has been awesome. And I do think this match is going to be the end of this feud, which I'm sad to see because, like I said, it's been so entertaining in and out of the ring. Yeah, and it's probably going to be the match of the night for sure.
Okay.
So I'm excited about it.
All right, and then for each of you, depending on which team wins, who's the next up? So New Day wins, Usos wins. Who's the next team up, Tom?
AOP.
No. Really? No, I mean, like, who's the next team to face the champion?
I don't.
You can do one for each because it's very different.
For me, it should be Breezango.
For either one?
Yes, I think so because I think they can work either way.
All right, John?
If it's the Usos, it should be Gable and Benjamin, and if it's the New Day, it should be AOP.
Okay. Monroe?
Yeah, I was going to say Gable and Benjamin also. If not, then I'm going to go with Breezango.
All right. Let's see. I don't know. Is there anything else worth talking about from SmackDown the past 2 weeks? I mean, I think we're all going to disagree here, but I've enjoyed the Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon build.
It struck me as kind of, and I expected this out of Kevin because Kevin knows his character so well. It's very emotional, and it seems it's very he puts everything out there, and I believe it. You know what I mean? And Shane's the best guy to work with because Shane brings the same thing.
Yeah.
It feels like a very important feud. And I mean, I don't want to discuss the match too much because I know we're going to do that in a minute. But I just hope that there's a proper fitting Hell in a Cell match to this because for the build, it's felt so important that I want the Hell in a Cell match to be like if it's going to be the main event, it's got to deliver.
It's got to
That's what bothers me though.
Got to bring that violence. That's what I want.
From what they said, it's a Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell, which
it's not going to end up in the cell.
Yeah, but I mean, we know Shane's going to come crashing down through something.
You know what?
Well, for all we know,
Save
Kevin
it.
could.
Save it.
He does the
Save
same
it.
thing.
Save it for when we talk about it. I'm just talking about the build right now. I'm just talking about the build. And yeah, you're right. It's got to pay off, Monroe.
I don't know much about the bill. I haven't been paying that much attention. I'm not that interested in this at all. But I am a KO fan, so I will watch. I'm pretty sure KO did his best KO. I mean, he's great. So anything he does is awesome. So, yeah.
All right. I guess we'll move on to 205 Live. The only thing I saw the past 2 weeks that I really, really enjoyed was the crowd chanting, "You deserve it," after they showed footage of Enzo getting destroyed. That made me laugh out loud. Good job, crowd. I think that was last week, so it wasn't the Denver crowd. NXT, couple other good 2 weeks of NXT television. This past week was the main event was Drew and Roddy for the title. Clean finish. I expected some shenanigans, but there was a clean finish there. And then afterwards, the Undisputed Era came out. We had a debut and an in-ring debut. Adam Cole wrestled his first match under the NXT umbrella. It's good stuff. But Lio Rush debuted on NXT this past week and got destroyed, got thrown out of the ring really quickly by the Velveteen Dream, so they could build the Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black feud.
I'm gonna say, I'm absolutely in love with the Velveteen Dream character because and the guy can go. That elbow drop was amazing.
It's
how
beautiful.
high did he get?
It's a beautiful elbow drop. Yes.
But the way this feud is going, as he's doing all this, Aleister Black's just standing there, stone faced.
He was sitting in the ring. Oh yeah, outside, and then he got in the ring.
Yeah, well,
it just sat there.
Like, I so want to see this match so bad because I love the Velveteen Dream, and Aleister has so impressed me in his matches. I think this is going to be the one. Seriously.
Just a cursory glance at what the NXT TakeOver card could be, man. Every time they outdo themselves.
They're going to do it again.
They set up some good stuff, and it's, I don't know. All right. That's all I got. Are we ready to do Hell in a Cell predictions and then get out of here?
Let's get it.
All right.
Sure.
Provided to us by the scorecard people over at PW Scorecards. Follow them at PW Scorecards on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, and Patreon.com, all that. Just give them a rub. We're not going to
shout out.
We won't do the scorecard thing. We'll just do the prediction using the card as a base for the card here. So our kickoff show match is Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, aka Charlie Haas, versus the Hype Bros.
That was good.
John, start us off. Who do you think? What do you think is going down there?
Definitely going to be Gable and Benjamin getting the win.
All right. Tom?
Gable and Benjamin. Zack Ryder heel turn.
That's already.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's.
Okay.
Yeah. He's gonna take a fungo pop and break it over Mojo Rawley's head.
Because he stays hype. That's what he does.
That's right. Monroe.
Yeah, I'm with Tom. I think it's going to be Benjamin and Gable and a heel turn from Zack Ryder.
I want to see a reunion with Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, and they be the Edgeheads again.
Oh, I would love that. Give Hawkins something to do.
I wouldn't actually love that, but they could
instead of losing.
Yeah, they could be a tag team again, just not the Edgeheads. All right, singles match in probably the match that no one cares about, the biggest match that no one cares about. Randy Orton versus Rusev. I'm taking Benjamin and Gable too, by the way. With the heel turn. Tom, Orton, Rusev.
I don't care.
Exactly.
But I will say Orton.
I feel bad after listening to Orton on the Edge and Christian podcast. And let me just take a moment here. If you're listening to our podcast right now, please hit us up on Twitter at Ringside Geeks. Let us know if anything audio-wise is off. You get a little annoyed when I listen to a podcast and the audio is kind of bad. I think we do a pretty good job here. But when I listen to the Edge and Christian podcast, Edge talks so quiet like this. And he gets so quiet. And then Christian is real loud sometimes, and then it gets down again, and then they get real serious when they're talking about things, and then they joke around and they get loud again. And, let us know if we're doing anything irritating like that, and we'll fix it. I promise. But yes, Randy Orton comes off as a very nice man in real life. And so I feel bad because this just bores the crap out of me, this match. And maybe it's a part Rusev's fault, or maybe it's all booking.
Both.
I'm going to lean heavily on all booking.
All the above.
But I don't care about this match, but I'll pick Randy Orton. Tom, you said who?
Well, I said Randy because all the above, what you said, is crap.
Yeah. I don't blame Rusev. He's just giving garbage. But Monroe?
I'm going to go with Rusev on this one.
No, all right.
I don't know
rebuild
why.
him? Maybe try to rebuild him?
No idea.
Okay. All right. John?
It just sucks because I've always thought Rusev could do better. I think
he rode it on a tank, man.
Yeah, no, and he was awesome. That United States Championship run, man, that was awesome. But yeah, I think Orton wins it.
Yeah. Singles match, making his pay-per-view debut. Glorious Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler.
Glorious. Glorious.
All right, John, what do you see happening here? I think this is a slam dunk here.
It's an easy win for Glorious One.
Yeah. Monroe?
Do we care about this match?
No.
Because it's Bobby. Because it's Bobby.
I didn't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an easy win for Bobby.
All right, and then Thomas?
I'm kind of torn. I think it's too easy to say Bobby wins. But I still think Bobby wins.
Oh, man.
I want to see what Dolph's got on this next entrance.
Yeah, the last one was underwhelming, to say the least.
I want to know what's next for Dolph after all of this.
He'll be at your local comedy
He's going to
Be
be
on Fox News.
He's going to be on Global Force Wrestling.
He's going to be in New Japan.
Yawn.
Global Force.
I think he's done with wrestling once he gets cut.
Nah.
I'm going with John.
Impact again, not Global Force.
I think he's doing Fox.
Well, it's kind of both. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't think they know what it is.
I don't think they're listening to us, John.
He likes his public and stuff.
Yeah, he's a comedian. I think he goes to either stand up or what John said.
Well, but an Impact / Global Force contract, he can do all that.
Man.
I mean, they record like 3 months in advance.
Yeah, but nobody's going to care about him. I mean, they don't care about him now. They're not going to care about him over there. Anyway. Is that everybody? I think Bobby Roode's going to win. Okay. United States Championship match. AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. Also, hats off to the PW scorecards, guys, because this is graphically a very cool looking card. I like the fonts and everything. It looks cool. Yeah. AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin. I don't know if I mentioned this when I went to Wizard World Madison. There was a dude dressed up as Baron Corbin as the WWE champion. So already it's a fantasy. But it was it's the lone wolf, so he was doing like a werewolf type Baron Corbin thing. It was interesting and creative, and the guy was very nice. So
I can't believe you didn't send me a picture of that.
I got it somewhere, either on my phone or in my camera. But yeah, so credit to that dude if he ever listens. Also, Becky Lynch, I love you. And
yeah,
AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin, Monroe.
Gosh, it's just so hard for me to care about this stuff. I think it's going to be. I think Baron Corbin is going to win because I think AJ Styles is going to the tag team division somehow.
Tag team division?
Yep.
Would you have a theory as to his partner?
No.
No. It's a bold statement. All right. John?
Well, before I give my prediction, I just want to say that I cannot stand Baron Corbin's new theme song. And I know a lot of people like it, but I hate it.
I do. I like it.
Oh, bad.
I've been playing it all day.
Gross. Anyway.
Gross, he says. It's making me nauseous.
I think Baron Corbin wins the match. And yeah, well, I don't know what's next for AJ Styles, but one can only hope that it's his build to winning the Royal Rumble, because that's what I want.
Yeah, and then facing off with Shinsuke at WrestleMania.
And then Shinsuke. That's right. You got it.
On the kickoff show.
Please. That's
negativity.
That is awful. That Tom.
Of course I love Baron Corbin. You guys know I do. But
yeah, we know.
I don't know. I want to see him win the title, but I don't know what this leaves for AJ. AJ needs to be moved up.
Me and John just laid it out for you.
AJ hasn't wrestled on SmackDown Live in 3 weeks?
I think he's dark matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're doing with AJ. I want to say Baron, just give him the rub, give him the title, and then AJ move up. So yeah, I'll do that.
There you go. I think Styles retains. I think it's one more pay-per-view with him as champion, and then we build to Rumble, and then we build to Shinsuke, AJ.
I could agree with that. Yeah.
So, because Diligent pinned somebody.
Corbin.
So
Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin. So he's going to be in this feud somehow. So maybe a triple threat. Maybe AJ. Retains in the next.
I think getting the title off AJ. AJ's the best in the world, arguably.
And what he does.
This title now goes to a mid card level where it should be, and it can make guys more relevant.
I heard that, Dave.
Thank you.
I did too.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's everybody there. All right. I think match of the night: Hell in a Cell Tag Team Championship, New Day versus the Usos. I'm going to say that the New Day retains, and then goes on into a very amusing feud with Brazongo. I think that would just be hilarious and good in the ring too. John, what else? What do you see? Who do you see winning?
This is a very hard match to call, but I at the same time, I read a report or something that said that they're trying to get New Day all these title reigns. So I'm going to go with New Day based on that report. But, I mean, that's all I've got.
Aren't they current champions?
Are they?
Yeah.
They are. Then they're going to retain.
All right. What is the meaning behind the report? Just to make them like the most decorated tag team?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What do you got, Tom?
Yeah, I have the New Day retaining. I think it's going to be a great match. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we can deny that. I think it's going to be real good. Monroe?
Well, based on that report that John read, I'm going to say the Usos get it.
So they have something
So
to
New
go
Day
back
can
to.
get it back.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, too.
Oh, so you're believing a dirt sheet report that he read and dirt sheeted it to you. So now you're believing it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
We're both dirty.
John
He
dirty
did
sheeted it?
that
Oh, that's funny.
You're so dirty.
Women's.
You don't know the
the
half of it.
The SmackDown. Wow, we're gonna keep moving. The women's SmackDown
Heyo.
Championship match: Natalia versus Charlotte Flair. Wow. Some great legacy wrestling
There
here.
goes the viewership.
Tom, talk about this match, please.
I'm sorry, what?
Natalia versus Charlotte. Go.
Yes, legacy. Hart family versus Flair family. Bring it.
That's
I'm
all.
going to go with. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go with Natalia on this one. I think Natalia retains.
Retains.
I think it's her time. I think it's her time to have a lengthy title reign.
Title reign.
That's what I said. Title reign.
Title lane.
No, I said title reign.
Yeah, title reign.
Dude, come on. Ugh.
John.
Let's see. Charlotte and Natalia, huh? That'll be a decent match. I think somehow it doesn't matter what happens in the match. Carmella's going to walk away with the title. I think she's cashing in her briefcase.
That's a cop out. Somebody's
a
got to
cop-out.
win, and then she cashes.
No, I
Not
think she cashes
necessarily.
in during the middle of the match.
Yeah,
maybe.
she can cash in mid-match.
I think maybe there's some like double submission, and then they both pass out or something.
Yeah, all right.
No,
Why
that's-
would they pass out?
No, John, that's
I don't
us
know.
watching. That's us watching.
That
We
match,
both
that's gonna
pass
be a good.
out.
That's
It
gonna be
would
a
be
good
a
match.
submission.
Pass out watching.
This is a good match. Come on.
I know.
There's way worse on this card that would make us pass out.
You guys are funny.
Monroe.
I'm just happy that Monroe's involved again because it's a women's match.
Okay. This one is hard for me to call because I don't know how long they want Charlotte to be a face. Because I don't know. Because technically, Carmella is legacy too. I guess she's a second generation
Yeah,
wrestler
that's
too.
true.
She is. That is correct.
So I mean, somebody could join with her, one of these girls. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Natalia retaining. I really want Natalia to retain. I want her to have a long title run. You know, it'd be nice for somebody in the company to have that outside of Alexa. So.
All right. I see
That
Natalia.
was pretty smooth. Pretty smooth to slide that in there.
I see Natalia retaining.
All right.
And what is her legacy? Carmella's legacy.
Well,
She's second generation. I can't remember her dad's name. I can pull it up.
Paul Van Dale.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who that is. So that's why I was asking.
I don't think he was very successful, but she is a second generation.
Yeah, I guess it still counts. So.
Former professional wrestler who worked as a jobber in the 90s.
Yep.
Hey, that's
There you go.
still a wrestler.
Yeah. No, you guys are right. All good there. That's why I didn't know. I wanted to know.
Hey, we know our stuff. Bro.
We bring the info.
Wikipedia
We
told
got
me.
the data.
I'm a Wikipedia graduate. WWE Championship match: Jinder Mahal, the Maharaja, with the Singh brothers versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And we will get to hear Corey Graves say what, Tom?
Kinshasa!
Yes.
And it'll be glorious. Is it time? Is this Shinsuke's title reign? I'm going to say yes. This is his first title run. Monroe?
Definitely Shinsuke wins, and he will have a month-long title run.
Month? You're giving him a
Yep.
month? All right.
Yep.
John?
You had something else written on the thing I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to know if you guys, would you say you're interested in this feud? Because I think you had that written down, and I wanted to get your guys' takes on that. Would you say you're interested in this match?
The match itself, yes. The feud, no.
No? Okay.
The build has been awful.
Tom?
Yeah, I'm interested either way because I'm a Jinder fan because he's grown to be the champion and I like Shinsuke. So
And Monroe, you said no.
No.
The build
Okay.
the build has been terrible. It's been awful. But these two, I think, can work well together.
We'll have a decent match.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
you throw the
Okay.
Singh brothers in there. I think you're really going to put Shinsuke over as a powerful face after this match.
Interesting.
And he loses in December at a house show.
Yeah. I'm going to say Shinsuke
House
wins.
show.
Could be. You never know.
I heard her
I'm
say
gonna
it.
say
I doubt
Shinsuke
it.
wins, but I don't know. I mean, did they just come out with a report that they're going to India or something?
They are.
They are
Yeah.
in December.
Yeah, so wouldn't that signal that maybe Jinder's going to hold on to it for a little longer?
This
Stop
could be.
saying-
Or
Stop-
he loses
stop.
it and wins it back in India at a house show.
Hot take. Yeah, no, I think Shinsuke wins it and holds on to it for a decent amount of time. I don't know if he's going to be able.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
We lost you.
What?
We lost you.
What do you mean?
You said, I don't think he's going to be able to, and then nothing.
Oh, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold it all the way till WrestleMania.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, it should be a decent match. I don't know if it's much of a main event, but Shinsuke champion, yay!
I feel like the trip to India will be because he'll be a face there for sure. Jinder will be cheered. He won't be booed.
Right.
And I think him not having the title and chasing it might make a better story for them down there. I don't know. But it's more likely that he does end up retaining because of that. I don't know. Tom?
Thank you, Dave. With the India trip upcoming, I have Jinder Mahal retaining because it will make a better story as he is the modern day Maharaja with the world title in India.
And then he would, maybe then he
And
loses.
then, moving to Survivor Series, then he drops it. But going through this India trip, yes, I think it's as you would say, best for business if he's holding the title.
Right. And what the PW scorecards guys are framing it as the main event. I doubt it, but it would be cool if it was. The Hell in a Cell Falls Count Anywhere match between Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens.
Oh, I think it will be the main event.
Yeah.
It should be the main event.
I think it will be.
I think
They
so.
got it on the poster, so.
Yeah,
Well, why wouldn't it be?
it's going to be the biggest, spot match. Maybe aside from
That is for damn sure.
maybe aside from the tag team championship. But yeah, who you got winning, John?
That's a tough one. I think, though, that they decided to do the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation basically so Shane can just jump off of something high, land on KO, and pin him. So I'm going to go with Shane McMahon.
Let's frame it here with history. History says Shane misses every time he jumps onto somebody.
Always.
Yeah, that's true. So I think that changes then.
Okay, so this time he finally hits it.
Right.
Okay, Monroe.
On.
KO.
KO. Okay,
Because I like him.
all right. Tom.
I have Kevin Owens winning because I think this is a lead into a future storyline to, move things forward.
Yeah, I've got KO going over, and I think KO does the big spot, not Shane.
I'm agreeing with you. I think that's going to happen because he's done it before.
Any predictions what the big spot's going to be there?
I think it could be two. I think they could both do one.
Well,
actually,
go.
Any specific ideas?
What are you thinking?
I think Shane. We know he's not afraid to go off the top of the cage, but Owens maybe threw the cage onto a bunch of crap because he likes to. Remember the podcast where he said he likes to build things and he builds them, and then I always end up landing in them. So could be something like that.
This is how I see him power bombing him, not through a cell. I don't think they'll ever do that again. He's going to get some kind of high stakes power bomb, Kevin Owens.
Okay.
I just don't know how yet or what.
Maybe the cell through the table.
Power bombs him through the cell wall and it breaks and lands on the table. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Weird. The positioning of that doesn't quite make sense.
It's not the big show, so I don't know.
And we all keep thinking that it's going to be just the cell. Who's saying that the entrance set can't get a little involved in this?
Sure.
As well.
It's Fall Scout anywhere.
Can they go outside? How high is the roof?
It's Fall Scout. Yeah, climb right out of the roof.
How high is the roof?
Climb right out of the building.
Oy vey.
That's a low ceiling.
That's some CCW stuff right there.
Where are they? They're in Detroit?
Yeah, I thought Shane was going to jump off the roller coaster at WrestleMania that was on stage. So
yeah, you did call.
Was I the one who said that? Oh man.
No, Monroe did.
Oh,
I said that.
Yeah. Pop question from the scorecard: does either superstar get to the top of the cell?
Yes.
Yes, I think both.
Both do, yeah. I think somebody goes through that thing. I think it's KO.
All right. Pre-show grading. How do you think the show is going to be? Good or bad? Just G or B. Tom,
G or B, or can I do ABC?
You can do the ABC. I was joking about the good or bad part.
G or B.
I'm gonna go with a B because we always hype things up in our head, but no, not bad, just B. We always hype things up in our head, but they always disappoint us. So I'm gonna go B. It's middle of the road. Please surprise me with something, but entertain me with something, and I'll take the disappointment as it comes.
All right, John.
B as well, but that's me being a little more optimistic than I probably should be.
Sure.
I think it's gonna be I think it has the potential to be a great show. So it'll probably just be an all right show.
Yeah. Underwhelming, but not bad.
Right.
All right, Monroe.
Yeah, I think B is the right grade there. There are only going to be a few matches that are going to be,
Yeah.
I don't think anything is going to be terrible, but it depends on the Randy Orton and Rusev booking of that match. But if they actually had a match, it would probably be decent. I think AJ is going to put Corbin through a decent match. And we got the women's and the tag team and Shane and KO. Oh, and then the main event probably be a decent match, but I don't think anything would be terrible. So
That's right.
Yeah, B is perfect.
Yeah, I was thinking B as well. All right, let us know what you guys think about Hell in a Cell coming up this weekend. We will not be streaming live during it, but we will be live post pay-per-view or live event, whatever you want to call it these days. So we will be live on our YouTube channel after the pay-per-view goes off air. So once you see that copyright logo, we will be live. And we'll give you our reactions for about a half hour. And, you can jump into the chat. Let us know what you guys thought at that time. Otherwise, hit us up on Twitter at Ringside Geeks, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Like and subscribe us on YouTube so that you don't miss a thing. I think video-wise, it'll be probably me and John again. And then audio, the two anonymous people that join our show every week.
Our anonymous GMs.
That's right. But Tom and Monroe will be there as well. Again, about 30 minutes-ish to just cover the card, high points, low points, that kind of stuff. Tom, if people want to talk to you on the Twitter, how can they do so?
They can hit me on the Twitter machine at skiz_world.
All right. Monroe, social medias?
I am on Twitter at @EoftheS_ENT. And my rinky dink YouTube page is Eye of the Storm Entertainment. You always fuss at me when I just say it, so I waited.
I don't always. All right, John?
Always.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at xjohnneave, JOHNNEAVE.
All right, there you go. That's
Don't
all.
at me, bro.
Don't add him. He'll at you right back. Tell you what's now playing on his Apple Music.
That's right. Yep.
All right. So next week we will be back for another episode, assuming there's no technical difficulties. I'm not forecasting any. And then, stay tuned to Instagram because we will be live at Ring of Honor next Sunday.
Yes, sir.
So you want to stay tuned to any clips and stuff from that, and maybe, whatever happens. Maybe some meet and greets.
Kenny Omega.
You might see me getting all elite. We'll see.
He might be getting super kicked in the face.
That's a good chance. I might request
that would be awesome. I would watch that.
I bet you would.
Just because I'm like, I know that guy.
Yeah. And I think they would enjoy it. As far as I've seen from being the elite on YouTube. They seem to enjoy it. All right, that's our show this week. We will be back next week with episode 54. But if you've enjoyed episode 53, this last one here, tell a friend. That's all. Say goodbye.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Hey, kids, you can stop the hate. Just be good. Be good to each other.
Amen.
We love you, Las Vegas.